Intangki could not be pushed to the end limits of finding a concrete and total answers from them. But in the meantime, the Chief Information Officer, to whom we had also kept informed, felt it was an issue of importance for the Nagas as a whole, and therefore he initiated the process of calling both the Forest Department and the senior citizens to sit together in his court and have a one-to-one interaction as to the issues that were raised by the senior citizens. With the Chief Information Commissioner face to face, there were very many answers that indifferently that had been given to us by the Forest Department. Totally went into a changed kind of a gear when we started asking pointed questions about the real status of what the Forest Department is doing in Intangki. And it came out with absolute clarity, with no doubts, apart from their official answer, which was indifferent. In the interactive session, the Forest Department had made a very, very clear, unambiguous statement that by the early 1993-94 onwards, in fact, the Forest Department personnel posted at Intangki, families, they were all being harassed by the NSCN cadre. It was a consistent thing, and things started getting more and more perpetuated after the ceasefire, but the government servants of the Forest Department that were posted in Tanki, they were unable to bear the pressure of the kind of threat that were being personally given to the individuals and their family. And so one by one, the forest staff, officers and rangers and the rest of the infrastructural ministerial staff, they all left their place of posting out of fear. Now, when we had asked questions as to how come that the state government had not taken any action and whether the Forest Department made it a point to inform the state government or their immediate superiors, they were very, very definitely in their answer to say that, well, from the very start, all these harassments and various other activities of aggressive threats have been reported to the higher-ups, but there have been no direct instruction from the state government, neither have the state government taken any kind of an action to make the NSIM stop this threat exercises. But it is more than clear that the Forest Department, when exposed to the threat of whatever kind, with families and children, they were feeling unsafe to be continuing there, and so they left one after another. They did not leave at a time. And the question we had asked also was, did the state government give direct orders to the Forest Department and the Intangki staff to vacate the quarters so that the NSCN can take over? They said there was no such directive from the state government or the department, but the fact is that the matter had been reported to the higher-ups. That is what the director of the Intangki Reserve Forest in charge made as a statement. Now, it is absolutely apparent that despite the fact that this kind of harassment was being committed by the NSCN, the state government has kept completely silent, had given no directives, and have complicitly made the whole situation continue as it is. And as of today, it has been confirmed by the Forest Department that as of today, all the government buildings that are in Intangki, meant for the Forest Departmental officials and staff that are made responsible for the management of the Intangki Reserve Forest, are all being occupied by the NSCN IM cadre. Now, as senior citizens, we were shocked to hear this particular aspect of the ground reality where the government department has actually vacated their premises to allow the NSCN to take over, and that knowingly the state government has taken no action at all. We find this as a government that has got absolutely no particular interest in protecting the interests of the public, protecting the interests of ecosystem or environment, and they are allowing the whole situation as probably as a matter of a compromise for a political solution. Because we are aware of the fact that NSCN in their competency clauses may not have sought for occupation of the Intangki reserve forest per se in their competency clauses, but it has been made more than clearly sufficient that their intention is to take over Intangki so that the Pan-Naga or whatever rehabilitation that comes after the solution will all be carried out through the establishment of Intangki reserve forest area. Now, though initially we had heard about this as an intention of the NSCN, today we are more than clear that their intention is in fact actually put in practice, where they are actually in physical occupation of the Intangki reserve forest. And we have been told by the forest department official that had come for this particular press conference to say that as of today, even the officials that are posted to Intangki reserve forest as officers of the department have to take permission from the NSCN to carry out their duties in Intangki. Now, where is the state government gone? And we have been, overall, there has been various comments being carried out and said that the state government has been functioning more like a shadow government, whereas the NSCN government, which is supposed to be the shadow government, is a more powerful government, more powerful than the state government. And by virtue of that action of taking over a government establishment, it proves the fact that the NSCN is commanding the totality of governance in the state of Nagaland, and that the chief ministers, be it Mr. Nifiu, or be it Mr. T.R. Zeleng, or Mr. Sirozule, in their own term, in their own time, they have allowed such a development to take place. And we have had even people like Chief Minister, people like Mr. T.R. Zeleng, openly saying that he is willing to allow 100 acres of land to be given to the NSCN for rehabilitation. So when the total purpose of the state government is placed as a policy to appease the NSCN with everything but anything that they can, they have had special development zone for foothills areas where the inner line pass will not be applicable. All of these little schemes that have been coming up over the years all appear to be a scheme in which to settle our Naga brothers from elsewhere beyond our state boundary as a convenient haven for their rehabilitation. It appears to be so. And we are beginning to feel very uncomfortable for this little fact that when there is a state government that has been totally ignored by the NSCN and carrying out brass and aggressive action such as occupying even a state government establishment, I think things have gone much too far. And so here the senior citizens have been pretty upset to learn whatever has been said. And so we decided that it is a matter of serious concern and that it must be made known to the common Naga people for them to make decisions for themselves as to whether we are prepared to allow Intangki to be taken over by the NSCN so that their cadre rehabilitation can be considered within the Intangki reserve. The Pan Naga Hoho that I have been talking about over and over again is such an establishment that is being planned to be set up in Intangki. And this is an establishment or a forum which is being designed by NSCN to continue their control over the state of Nagaland even after the post solution is arrived at. And I have spoken a lot over the years in writing concerning the matter of the state of Nagaland becoming a Naga nation, even though there is no integration. I have spoken about the Pan Naga Hoho becoming a supra-statutory authority where they will appoint even members into the upper house, and the upper house will control the total activity of the state government nominated by the Pan Naga Hoho. All of these issues I have ventilated over the years. Now the Intangki issue has become a rather clear reality that NSCN intends to implement everything that they have got in their book, in their competency clauses that they want to implement, and implement it from Intangki base. Now, we have to understand this. Nagas have struggled for self-determination for the last 76 years, and when we got a statehood, the state area is only 16,579 square kilometers. Intangki area comprises of 202.2 square kilometers. Now, consider this. If 202 square kilometers is taken out from a small state called the state of Nagaland, which is only 16,579 square kilometers, what will be the balance area of the state of Nagaland? Just consider that. Will be reduced from what we are to 16,377 square kilometers. And the Nagas have been fighting all this while, thinking that we can generate an integration of all the Nagas from everywhere else and increase our boundary. Instead, today the state government is sitting complacently with all the struggle for our own identity, our own establishment, and everything said and done. Today the state government is prepared to forego 202 square kilometers of land from Nagaland rather than gain something out of this self-determination issues with the government of India. So did the Nagas fight all these years, lost so many lives, gone through such severe, excruciating troubles over these many years, just so as to lose whatever little we have got in our hands? You see, is the state government so totally unconcerned about the people that they are governing? They are not chief ministers for their own benefits. They are responsible to the people. And if they are going to give away this kind of control of the state government to a fraction, I think the people of Nagaland have a lot to explain their emotion to the state government that is totally prepared to sell them out with such a love of indifference and scheming all the time to ensure that one faction gets a privilege beyond their own requirements. That they are doing with complete contempt that there is even a state government, the NSCN. And therefore, we as a senior citizen wanted to present the bare facts of whatever has been found in course of our interaction and to pointedly let the government of Nagaland know and let them also be responsible to answer to the people of Nagaland. What has the chief ministers within the period from 93, 94 onwards have they been doing when all of this takeover of government establishment has been consistently and aggressively been conducted by the NSCN? What was the reason for their indifference? Because we are clearly aware, without any doubt, that the information of NSCN takeover of Intangki is more than sufficiently officially known to the state government, from the State Department to the state government and the Chief Minister, definitely, whichever Chief Minister it might have been, either is it Mr. Rio, Mr. TR or Mr. Sirote, they know for a fact that NSCN has taken over the complete control of the Intangki forest, and that they still have not taken any initiative to date. There is no instruction, there is no directive as to what the forest department should do. What kind of a state government is this? And therefore, today we are asking the state government pointed question. What are they doing? What is their intention? And what do they intend to do? After having found that the NSCN is occupying the establishment, government establishment at Intangki, what does the state government intend to do, having been put into public domain the facts of the reality that has been otherwise discovered? These are the issues that has been raised, and we wanted that not only the state government and the chief minister, but for the government, for the total population, Naga population, to take a look at this reality and ask the same question. Did the Nagas fight all these years for self-determination, just so as to lose even the little that we have? This is a question that even the various NGOs and various organizations that prevail in the state of Nagaland, they must also now stand up and question. But this is an issue that is something that cannot be loosely or indifferently handled and allow such a aggressive, insulting action of NSCN against the existing government of Nagaland, as if there is no government at all. Within which too many questionable schemes are being proffered by the NSCN, and therefore we are pointedly making these issues clearly so that the people of Nagaland will keep their minds open and find out exactly what we want. We cannot be just useless non-entities. Our future is being decided, and therefore we have to know exactly what our future is going to be. Are the Nagas blind to that simple little logic and common sense? That's for the Naga people to answer for themselves. But as things stand, I think we are being, the Nagas of Nagaland is being taken for a ride, both by the NSCN and also by the state government. That's all I would like to say as a matter of conclusion. Thank you.
We should not be misunderstood. We are not against NSCN or we are not against any political party. Ours is a fight for self-survival. Fight for self-survival is a divine duty. When all the trees are cut down, we cannot breathe oxygen. We cannot live. It is said that one tree, not necessarily very big tree, generate more than 1 crore words of oxygen. That's why we're able to live. Once our ecosystem is destroyed, once our forests are destroyed, we cannot survive. So it's a question of survival. In Tanki, Reserve Forest is very, very big forest. 202 square kilometers. Nearly 50,000 acres. That is a very big land with thick forest. Planted one and natural one put together. So even one tree generates oxygen worth more than 1 crore of rupees. To destroy this sort of thing is we are destroying ourselves. the question of survival lies in there. That's why in here we wrote, Intangki National Park, the reserve forest is our heart and our lungs. We cannot survive without our heart and our lungs.
Mind you, this Intangki forest area is as big as 3 times of Dimapur district. 3 times of, not Dimapur city, but Dimapur district. It is as big as that much, and we cannot afford to lose such a big chunk of land where you have plenty of mineral deposits, a lot, this
Trees.
national Intangki forest. It's actually national forest. It is so much, powerful economic area. We are going to lose it. So this is a concern for all of us, not only the